Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome back to Phalantis Plays. Today we are taking a little bit of a break from gameplay. I got my snacks. I got some peanuts here and some raisins. My water. We're gonna watch the Forbidden Sanctum Challenge League. I think it's Forbidden Sanctum. Yeah, Forbidden Sanctum Challenge League. So, we're just gonna go over the content reveal. I'll probably be pausing here and there for some reactions, and after that, we're gonna take a look at patch notes. We're gonna see what's coming up. We're gonna see what our plans are, what our first thoughts are when we take a look at what's going on with this league. So, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, wait, hold on. We are going to have one further ado. I want to start that. There we go. I had to start one more program. Okay.
The Forbidden Sanctum is an old Templar enclave, long rumored to be hidden beneath the Fell Shrine ruins. Abandoned for a long time, it is now controlled by a malevolent entity. In this league, you'll explore it, find out its secrets, and deal with the evil that lurks there. The Sanctum Challenge League is a roguelike game, played out one room at a time as you explore Rayclust and the Atlas in Path of Exile.
What? A roguelike game?
In every area or map you enter, you can make a choice of which room in the Sanctum you will explore next. On the Sanctum map, you can see the contents of a few rooms ahead, enabling you to plot a path through its dangerous halls.
How the heck does that work?
And the Sanctum is dangerous. Like most roguelikes, you should not expect to be able to complete it on your first try. Getting to the deeper floors requires experience, knowledge, and luck. You should expect that your early attempts will fail.
It's interesting, it's another game within a game. We just had a league a little bit like this. I hope that the entrance to this isn't quite as high. The bar to entrance isn't quite as high as the lake, because the lake you had to go through so many maps in order to get one lake. But
over time, you'll be able to push yourself farther and farther. As you progress deeper into the Sanctum, you'll find a variety of treasures that will help you eventually fight your way to the dangers that await you at the end of its 4 floors. Eventually, by endgame, you may be able to push through all 4 floors to face the final boss.
4 floors, okay.
Every roguelike needs a resource to help you track how well the run is going. In the Forbidden Sanctum, it is your resolve, indicated by this bar here. As you explore the Sanctum, your resolve is threatened by the dangers within. When you lose all of your resolve, your Sanctum run ends.
What?
Your level of resolve is maintained between consecutive rooms on your run, but is only shown when you're in the Sanctum itself. The resolve mechanic applies equally to all build archetypes. Your resolve is reduced when you are hit by monsters or environmental hazards in the Sanctum.
Oh, so evasion's going to be a big thing then.
And these telegraphed attacks are not affected by regular Path of Exile defensive mechanics, such as evasion, armor, or block.
What?
While these attacks do some nominal damage to your regular life, the bulk of their impact is against your resolve. This mechanic provides a mechanism for tracking your progress between rooms, where your regular life pool would long ago have been recovered. Another aspect of the resolve system is that characters who are struggling can be ejected from the Sanctum without actually having to die, avoiding experience loss or hardcore death. So maintaining a healthy level of resolve is key as you navigate the Sanctum, and that means making careful choices of what rooms you enter. Let's have a look at some of the things that Sanctum rooms can contain.
Wait a minute. So the only thing that determines whether or not you get to the end room is how well you dodge mechanics? So then movement skills are going to be a big thing, I guess.
Afflicted rooms cause you to gain an affliction when you enter them. Afflictions make your Sanctum run more difficult. For example, reducing your resolve recovery, causing rewards to become hidden on the Sanctum map, or causing Sanctum rooms to spawn volatile anomalies that follow you.
Okay.
These minor afflictions accumulate as you get deeper and deeper into a run, making it more challenging.
Oh.
Major afflictions exist and are a big deal. They have significant consequences, such
Okay, when he says a big deal, he really means it. They're a big deal.
as entirely preventing the recovery of resolve. So, a Sanctum run gets harder and harder as you pick up more afflictions. Sounds great. But every roguelike needs a way for you to gain power throughout your run. In the Forbidden Sanctum, that system is boons. Boons are beneficial buffs that help you as you progress through the Sanctum. Minor boons make things a little easier, such as slowing down monsters or adding a special shield to your resolve called Inspiration. Major boons don't come along often, but have large effects, such as preventing you from receiving more minor afflictions, or recovering your resolve to 50% the next time you run out. Due to the vast variety of afflictions and boons, no two runs are the same. Generally speaking, your best Sanctum runs are the ones where the afflictions you choose have little effect on you, and the boons either counteract them or have a large benefit for the strategy you're running. Some rooms in the Sanctum contain a fountain, which will restore some of your lost resolve.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so there
Others
is a little
contain
bit
afflicted fountains
some kind
that
of
restore
healing.
even more resolve at a cost. Rooms with a treasure reward contain chests full of the Templar Aureus currency, a type of gold coin they used for commerce within their Sanctum. You'll also find some Aureus coins from monsters that you kill as you explore. These are picked up automatically, like Azurite, and are not tradable, and like your afflictions and boons, are lost when your Sanctum run ends. Some rooms contain a merchant who accepts your Aureus coins in exchange for boons. Plan your purchases carefully, as you may encounter the merchant again later on with even more expensive boons to purchase. Occasionally, the sinister powers controlling the Sanctum will present you with the choice of making an accursed pact. You are given several pacts to choose from, and can even opt to take all that you are offered. All pacts have a big upside and a big downside, such as exchanging a portion of your maximum resolve for a random major boon. It's very dangerous to make a pact, but if you pick the right circumstances, your gamble could pay off. In addition to rewards that help you progress through the Sanctum, many rooms let you immediately receive Path of Exile currency items, but with a twist. Whenever you're offered some currency items that you can receive right away, you are also offered a more valuable option that will be waiting for you after the boss fight at the end of the current floor of the Sanctum. It's a gamble, because if you fail your run before you reach and defeat the boss, you will not receive the reward you picked. Later on, you're offered the extreme temptation of getting a massive currency reward that is conditional on completing your entire Sanctum run without failing. At a specific point in the Forbidden Sanctum storyline, you'll discover a special altar that Templar relics can be placed on.
18 Chaos Orbs is not really that massive for 4-level dungeon run.
These relics directly affect your Sanctum runs and are not lost when a run ends. They persist throughout the League as a permanent source of meta progression. Acquiring new and better relics is one of the ways you can push farther and farther with each run you try. Relics cannot be crafted and cannot be traded, as they represent your personal progression throughout the League. You'll accumulate more than you can use simultaneously, so you'll have options to fine-tune your strategy from run to run. You can store your extra relics in the Relic Locker, a free storage space like the Expedition Locker. We don't want to spoil important story details.
So there's no crafting. Basically, the only reward you get is going to be currency, possibly.
But the end boss of the Forbidden Sanctum can drop unique items from a
he can drop unique items.
pool exclusive to this league. Today we'd like to show you a unique amulet called Eternal Damnation. This amulet offers a powerful way to gain additional elemental mitigation by introducing
additional rate reduction equal to half your chaos resistance. Elemental damage reduction.
the concept of elemental damage reduction. Despite the drawback of reducing your maximum resistances, if you have sufficient chaos resistance, this is more than compensated for.
Yeah, that's pretty strong, I think. Elemental damage reduction. So if you have max chaos res, then this is going to be 34%. It'll be reduced by 5, so it goes down to 70. And then, hey, what's going on, G-Locks? We're just reviewing the new patch notes for Path of Exile, or the new patch for Path of Exile. 3.20 Forbidden Sanctum. Looks interesting. It's gonna have a roguelike game in it, which I don't know. Still not sure how I feel about how they're implementing it, but how you doing? Having a good time? It gives you 35% damage, elemental damage reduction. That's pretty big. I don't know if it's better than... Because there's a lot of other amulets. Ashes of the Stars? Like, is it better than Ashes of the Stars? I don't think so. I don't think it's better than Ashes of the Stars. I don't think it's better than, It's because it's all defense, but then it gets rid of 5% to all your maximum resistances too. And it has no life on it. Yeah. I don't think this is better than Ashes or what's the one that gives you elemental penetration equal to all your stats? Oh, I can't remember it right off the bat. Yeah.
Because of the roguelike nature of the Forbidden Sanctum, defeating the boss of a floor is a difficult achievement and hence rewards a lot of experience. You may fail on the way, so if you do manage it, expect a good experience boost for your achievement.
Huh. Wait. We have no idea what level this character is. Is that what, at level 99? 70? How much experience is that?
Another reward you can find is a special type of relic called a Sanctified Relic.
Not tradable?
It has mods that directly affect your character's build. You can only unlock one slot for this type of relic, and while these relics can't be crafted through conventional means, you may find special reward rooms in the Sanctum.
No. Oh, I'm? Me? Yeah, I'm old enough for N64. I played my fair share of 007 and Mario Kart.
Sanctum that can modify them. These relics exist for this league only and provide a boost to character power for players who are able to master the Sanctum. The Sanctum
Wait. Are they tradable, though?
Sanctum League offers a roguelike experience that tempts you into taking risks and rewards you if those pay off. There's a lot to explore in the Sanctum, and we can't wait to hear about your experiences next week. In each expansion leading up to Path of Exile 2's release, we're improving Path of Exile's endgame.
G64?
With new content to explore and improvements to how you customize your endgame experience.
64? Gex. I don't remember this. Gex. No. Gex. Hold on. Yeah, the cameras was... Oh, Gex, right. Yeah, this was the... He was trying to be... Yeah, the camera was pretty awful for 007, but at the time it was amazing. We could all play it. But yeah. He's trying to be the Bond of geckos. Yes. I remember this game now. Pretty rough.
In the Forbidden Sanctum expansion, we're revamping the Atlas tree, reworking how Eldritch
They're redoing the whole Atlas tree?
Altars function, and are introducing 2 new
007 was amazing, yes.
The Atlas tree is generally working really well, but has a few problems we'd like to address.
Okay.
The tree offers you the ability to specialize in killing pinnacle bosses, providing extra rewards when you do so.
Yes.
While this sounds good on paper, it creates a situation where you're incentivized to specialize your tree for regular mapping. Save up all of your boss fights, then respec fully into boss mode, and then do all of your saved up boss fights before speccing back again.
Yeah.
Ideally, the design of the Atlas tree would let you spec into one build and then just play the game. We have removed all boss bonuses from the Atlas tree.
Oh, bossing got a huge nerf.
And have baked some of them into the actual base properties of the boss fights. For example, you don't need to allocate the Gaze into the Abyss notable that makes the Elder more likely to drop a Watcher's Eye, as he just has that drop chance built in now.
Okay.
The Atlas tree is now focused on allowing you to specialize into content that you encounter in every map. We also want you to be able to specialize into your favorite leagues even more deeply on the Atlas tree.
Okay, let's look at this thing. It looks like the overall structure hasn't changed. They have this weird... What is that? This is the Abyss node now? One of the Abyss nodes?
For each of the 10 leagues that the tree lets you disable, we've added a bunch more passives to the tree.
Okay.
These new passives allow you to increase the league's spawn chance to much higher levels than currently possible, and juice the league even further than before.
Interesting.
We are making a number of changes to Eldritch Altars that mostly affect their rewards, but will also affect gameplay.
The whole tree thing, that's going to be really interesting. They might have really reworked all of the rewards so that all of the things that they took out last league are kind of like implemented in the tree. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it, but I'll have to take a look.
Decisions you make involving them. Some of the key changes include splitting up the basic currency, scarab, and divination card rewards to be explicit in their description of what rewards you'll get. For example, instead of map bosses dropping 3 unknown basic currency items, the altar specifically says which currency item they'll drop.
Yeah, you're
As
still
part of
going to
this
go for
we've
increased
removed some
quantity
of the
and
lower
rarity.
value yet quite common currency rewards from the pool, such as Orbs of Augmentation and Orbs of Transmutation.
Well, that's good.
Speaking of scarabs, these will be less available from altars, but we've improved their availability elsewhere to offset this. Rusted scarabs can now drop from the core drop pool, and we've added a vendor
That's nice,
recipe
yeah.
that allows you to upgrade your
This is the
scarabs up
coolest
to
thing.
gilded, using the normal 3-to-1 ratio. You can also perform this action from your fragment tab using the new upgrade button. We have made reward types exclusive to different influences, so that you know which influence type to invest in if you want to target farm a certain reward.
Okay.
To give you a specific example, if you run maps influenced by, say, Eater of Worlds, you'll
Yeah.
see Divine Orbs from the basic currency reward more than twice as often as
Eater of Worlds. Eater of Worlds is going to be the boss then.
before. We've also rebalanced rewards so that choices that affect boss drops or influence monster drops are comparatively more valuable.
So wait, they tried to make Maven catch up by making the orb, what is it, the awakened gems drop when you kill the monsters that are influenced by her. But then they put divines in for Eater of Worlds. I think that's quite the balance change they think that is.
The Wrath of the Cosmos Keystone has been reworked.
Yeah, we saw this
Previously, it was
already.
so rewarding that players felt obligated to use it
They
despite
were.
its extreme level of difficulty.
Yeah.
It has retained the risk versus reward element, but with the overall intensity toned down.
Okay.
You can now also get awakened gems from defeating Maven Witness map bosses.
Yeah,
This additional reward helps further balance the expected returns from the various types of influence.
I don't think it has the same
For more
balance you think
detail
it
on these
does.
changes, check out the balance manifesto we posted last week, or the upcoming patch notes. In the Lake of Calandra expansion, we introduced Atlas memories. When applied to your Atlas, they unlock a sequence of maps that tells the story of an NPC's
They
past.
were cool.
These stories
weren't
manifest
bad.
as specialized encounters that involve a new challenge and exciting
Although because
rewards.
they nerfed the
In this
a lot of
expansion,
things.
we've introduced 2 new Atlas memories, describing
wasn't so
events
great,
related
though.
to bestiary and domination.
Okay.
The bestiary memory line allows you to capture harvest monsters as beasts for your menagerie. These harvest beasts can be used in 9 new beast crafting recipes.
Oh,
These
new
recipes
beast
cover an array of
crafting.
options.
What?
For example, you can remove one of the special modifiers from a Watcher's Eye Jewel and then add another. This
What?
can have
What? Whoa! That's huge! Holy cow! Oh, that is interesting.
potent results, but won't affect the life, mana, or energy shield modifiers. You can reroll
That is really interesting. That is going to be a big change. For people who are farming Watcher's Eyes, because if it's not a very good one, they can just keep it and get some memories and re-roll it.
roll an awakened gem from one type to
It's going to be
another.
really good for Soul Selfbound too. They're going to be able to do their Watcher Eye crafting. That's awesome. What does
Another
that do? What does it
awakened
do?
gem from one type to another. Another
What?
an awakened gem from one type to another.
You can what?
Reroll an
understand
awakened
this.
gem from one type to another.
Reroll Awakened support gem. Oh wow. Maybe that's gonna make Maven better. Buy a bunch of the cheap Awakened support gems and then run these memories and get these beasts to Huh.
Another example is that you can also reroll a synthesis implicit modifier.
Ah,
If your
cool.
item has more than one synthesis implicit, it will randomly reroll one of them.
Okay.
The Domination Atlas
That's a big buff to beast
This memory
crafting.
thrusts you into a tale of pantheon gods that stand watch over their shrines. Like regular shrines, these are guarded by monsters and emit a buff that empowers the monsters until you claim that buff for yourself.
Okay.
This Atlas memory introduces a new set of shrines with specialized buffs, guarded by rare monsters that drop tantalizing rewards. The Forbidden Sanctum expansion introduces a new type of shard that can drop from Harbingers, Fracturing Shards. When combined together into a full currency item, you get the Fracturing Orb, which behaves the same as the Fracturing Craft from Harvest. It can be used on any rare item with at least 4 modifiers.
Wait, what?
It's a Fracturing Craft. When combined together into a full currency item, you can drop from Harbingers, Fracturing Shards. When combined together into a full currency item, you get the Fracturing Orb, which behaves the same as the Fracturing Craft from Harvest. It can be used on any rare item with at least 4 modifiers. When the orb is applied, it locks one of the modifiers in place so that further crafting efforts do not affect that modifier. Items fractured in this way can only have 1 fractured modifier. Previously, this crafting option was gated behind the Oshabi fight in Harvest. Now that it has been rehomed to Harbinger, the Harvest crafting option is no longer available. This means that you'll be able to use your Harvest Life Force and Oshabi kills on other crafts. Because Fracturing Shards drop from Harbingers, you'll be able to target farm them by speccing into Harbinger content on your Atlas tree.
Yeah.
The Forbidden Sanctum expansion introduces a number of new skill gems. In addition to some new melee Val skills we'll discuss later in the livestream, there are 2 totally new skills that we'd like to unveil today. Volcanic Fissure is a new fiery slam skill that can be used with staves, maces, axes, and unarmed attacks. Strike the ground to create a chasm that winds towards your target. This chasm can path around corners before erupting as the fissure gets as close as it can reach. It releases a burst of fiery projectiles that explode on striking the ground. Enemies hit by multiple impacts will take a lot of stacked damage. Use it up close for reliable bursts of damage, or aim far away to damage a larger area. Frozen Legion is an unusual spell, summoning a ring of icy statues that attack with your own weapon damage.
What?
The skill has multiple cooldown stacks and consumes all cooldown uses at once to summon a statue for each available cooldown.
Interesting.
The statues perform a sweeping ice slash, and these sweeps can overlap, resulting in multiple hits against targets close to you. The spell can be used with staves, maces, and axes. The skill is particularly powerful with slow, heavy weapons, as while the statues will use your attack speed, you should instead prioritize the spell's own cast time and cooldown. This expansion also introduces many new Val melee skills. As you know, equipping a Val skill gem grants you both the Val and regular version of the skill. As you kill enemies, the gem charges up with their souls, and after a certain number are collected, the Val skill can be used once. Most of the new Val skills introduced in this expansion are melee skills, and this results in an indirect buff to any melee builds that use one of these skills. Where previously you'd just be using your melee skill to kill enemies, you now get to periodically use a super-powered version of the skill. If you like Flicker Strike, you'll love Val Flicker Strike, as it really dials up the concept of letting fate take the wheel. Val Flicker Strike causes you to flicker dozens of extra times, slashing enemies. During this time, you don't deal any damage to the enemies you slash. You're quite vulnerable due to not leeching or generating fortify stacks. When you finish flickering, if you survived of course, you'll be rewarded with a single huge hit of damage against each enemy you slashed. Val Cleave is a new Val skill that buffs the behavior of its non-Val version, in a similar way to how Val Reeve works. Val Cleave triggers 2 buffs, one when you kill a rare enemy, and one when you kill either a rare or unique enemy. The latter is a strong buff to regular Cleave, which you can keep up almost permanently if you're able to kill rare or unique enemies often enough. The bonus for killing a rare enemy is that you get to steal its mods for a time. You can enjoy part of the power of having a headhunter without actually needing to find one.
How long?
Overall, Val Cleave is a pretty powerful upgrade to any melee build that could run Cleave. That +2 radius buff is looking pretty good now, right?
Yeah, that Val Cleave might be.
We'll showcase the other new Val skills we're introducing over the coming week.
Though.
The Forbidden Sanctum expansion introduces over 15 new unique items, from Sanctum exclusive uniques to ones that can be found from Path of Exile's pinnacle bosses. I'd like to show you 3 examples of these, designed by winners of our prior league's boss kill races. Progenesis is a unique amethyst flask that was designed by Ben and drops from the Uber Maven. It's a defensive flask that grants a mini version of the Petrified Blood effect, but without requiring you to be on low life. This is a useful tool to prevent you getting one-shot by large amounts of incoming damage.
That's pretty good.
Damage in scary situations. Rational Doctrine is a unique jewel that was designed by Rawlings and drops from Uber Venarius.
Concentrated ground, rendezvous, stationary, strength is your highest attribute. That's really nice. 25% is intelligence is your highest attribute. Effects of concentrated ground linger for 4 seconds. Oh! All the non what is it, Inquisitors? I think it's Inquisitor. Yeah, they all got a buff. Wow, this is really good.
Manipulating your attributes, you can change how this jewel behaves. While the ideal dream outcome is that you manage to get your strength and intelligence tied for highest, enabling both of the benefits simultaneously.
That's pretty awesome.
The jewel is still very powerful if it only grants your choice of permanent consecrated ground or permanent profane ground. Entropic Devastation is a pair of unique gloves that were designed by Gucci Pradas and dropped from the Uber Shaper. Currently, the ways to get Spell Impale are very limited. These gloves provide the powerful property of causing all of your spells to impale on crit. So let's talk about unique weapons. Specifically, endgame unique weapons. In many ways, the weapon is the most iconic and important item on a character. So it's very important that we make them exciting and
really
worthy
overtaken by rares.
While some unique weapons have special properties that enable entirely new builds, others are best compared to powerful rare items as a primary source of your character's damage. We have to be very careful when pitching the power level of these unique weapons. If they're not powerful enough, then they're useless and are ignored. But if they're too powerful, then they discourage entire archetypes of characters from trying to find or craft rare weapons. Interestingly, the above problem doesn't apply to belts. Despite Mageblood and Headhunter both existing as extremely powerful unique items, people still craft plenty of rare belts. That's because Mageblood and Headhunter are extremely rare, and people don't actually expect they'll reliably get one in a league. Players tend to treat them as luxury upgrades to their build, rather than something they're certain to get.
In general,
In this expansion, we're promoting 10 iconic but
Soul
underused
Taker
unique
is
weapons.
getting buffed. More fizz damage, maybe?
To the same tier of rarity as Mageblood and Headhunter.
Okay, so
We're
it's just
buffing
more
them a
damage.
gigantic amount and are making them incredibly hard to find.
Oh,
Remember when
no.
Starforge used to be an exciting item? Well, after this change, it certainly is again. It still drops exclusively from the Shaper and the Uber Shaper, but it'll take a lot of runs or a lot of luck to earn it.
I got a couple of those last
Over the
week.
next week, we'll reveal the other unique weapons that have been massively buffed. We have targeted around 10 iconic underused unique weapons and have generally buffed only their damage stat, but by a lot. We've made
That
a
means
number
maybe,
of
you
changes
can
to jewels
divide
that
them
are
into
covered
the
in a
new-
recent balance
into the new
manifesto,
ones.
but in case you missed it, we want to quickly summarize what the changes are. In the Forbidden Sanctum expansion, we have made jewels a better source of ailment mitigation by buffing the values of ailment-focused jewel modifiers and adding new
this is all
modifiers that
stuff that they
enable
talked about
mitigation to
before.
a wider variety of ailments than before.
I like a lot of the endgame
We've
changes.
also
I'm not
removed
sure
some
about the
ailment
League,
mitigation
though.
modifiers that were only
The League
available on
is
jewels
very-
through corruption, because there are now better options through the regular jewel mod pool.
There's nothing
This
tradable
also
in
means
it.
that other desirable corruption modifiers, like immunity to corrupting blood, are more likely to roll.
There's no crafting
We want
in
the
it.
moment of finding a unique jewel to be way more exciting than it currently is.
And it
We've
just
added a
gives you
handful of new,
rewards.
very powerful unique jewels and have removed
So
some
it's
old,
literally
less
just like a
interesting ones.
sub-game.
An example of one of these new unique jewels is Fire Song, which propagates
rewards
any
are strong
modifiers
enough,
to
then
your ignite
maybe.
mitigation to other elemental ailments. If you're able to substantially reduce the
It looks
duration
like
of
it takes
ignites
too
on you,
long.
then you can use Fire Song to basically shrug off
18
any elemental ailment.
18 chaos.
For full information about the other changes to unique jewels, check out the balance
if you wait
manifesto
until
post
the
we
end
made
of
recently.
the Sanctum.
We've rebalanced curses to make them stronger when they matter most
we
against
read
unique
this,
monsters
you saw
and
this
pinnacle
too.
bosses. We have buffed several Hex-related unique items and reworked unique items that previously interacted with Doom. To replace the Doomsday Keystone passive, we have brought back a version of an iconic curse-related keystone from the past. We've introduced some powerful new unique items that interact with Hex, which
this
we'll
is going to
reveal
be a
in the
really
lead up to launch. For more details on
ring.
changes to curses, check out the balance manifesto we posted recently, or the patch notes that will come out after the livestream concludes. When we first created the Arch-Nemesis monster mod system, our goal was to improve Path of Exile's outdated set of monster mods with new and interesting mechanics that
And
have
it
modern
didn't
elements.
work.
We feel that Arch-Nemesis did introduce a lot of interesting mechanics, but it unfortunately had several of its own problems. We have replaced Arch-Nemesis with a system that is more similar to the way monster mods worked in the past. The new monster mods are a lot simpler, They now each do one
Endurance
thing and very
charge,
clearly
lightning
state
shock
what they
resistance.
do.
Yeah, okay.
Each encounter with a rare
nice.
monster is now less
Hey,
complex and is easier to understand in the heat of
Okay,
combat compared to
that's
Arch
good.
Nemesis. You'll still encounter challenging combinations of mods from time to time, but this emergent synergy will be rarer than it was under Arch Nemesis.
Okay, good.
The goal is that combat is interesting and varied, with moments that get your heart racing, but without the frustrations of the Arch Nemesis system. Let's talk about rewards. Under Arch Nemesis, it often felt mandatory to bring in a magic find culling character to kill some monsters for you in order to maximize your rewards. In the new system, we've added a significant pool of new rewards to rares, but the reward that is on the monster is hidden and not associated with a specific mod, so you don't know what kind of rewards you will get until you kill the monster. Rare monsters with more mods are more likely to have these special hidden reward bonuses.
Okay.
To find out more about other balance changes that are taking place in the Forbidden Sanctum, check out the patch notes, which will be available when the livestream ends.
Okay, we'll take a look at that.
Over the last year or so, some of our senior developers have been tinkering with a more challenging way to play Path of Exile. We've been publicly alpha testing this mode, known as Ruthless, for the last month, and are planning to make it available to anyone who's interested alongside the launch of the Forbidden Sanctum next week. Ruthless is an optional additional character flag, like Hardcore or Solo Self-Found, that completely changes how Path of Exile feels to play. Ruthless is a lot more difficult than regular Path of Exile, but it doesn't achieve this by making the monsters harder to kill. It instead focuses on reducing character power through extreme item scarcity, limited crafting, and many other changes such as support gems being drop only. We've posted an article about the philosophy and rules of Ruthless on pathofexile.com/ruthless.
Nice to see you.
We plan to release this mode alongside the Forbidden
It looks like it might be
expansion
interesting. I think it might
in addition to being a
suffer from the
character
same
flag
problem
like
that
Hardcore
Lake
or Solo
of Calandra
Self-Found,
did in the
it's
fact
also
that
available as a modifier
the
for private
rewards
leagues.
aren't
To
going
be
to
clear, the
be
Forbidden Sanctum League content can be
quick
played in
enough for
Ruthless with
people to want to
appropriately
play
balanced rewards.
consistently.
Ruthless is still very experimental during 320, and we won't be afraid to make mid-league balance changes to it during this experimental phase.
Like the end of
Ruthless
the
is not for everyone, but so far it has
when
found
they were
a
showing
supportive
on
and growing
screen, they
group
were
of
like, you
players
get
who enjoy
18
the
chaos
additional
orbs when
challenge
you
that it
finish the
brings.
dungeon.
If it sounds like something you're interested
when you
in, then try it
finish
out
it,
next time
it's
you're
like,
looking for a new
whoa,
way to
that's a
enjoy
long
Path of
one.
Exile.
But Ruthless
This
looks like
expansion
it might
also
be
contains a number of small quality of life improvements.
Okay, what are the QOLs?
Some examples are Divine Vessels can now be used by right-clicking them rather than taking them to Sin.
Oh, nice.
On the player overhead life bar, the energy shield bar is split into a separate bar.
Cool.
You can now right-click an itemized Temple of Atsuatl to see its layout.
Nice.
And most importantly, beast crafting recipes that add mods to flasks now actually say what the mods do.
Good.
We'll
That should
post
have
more
been-
information about these
that should
and
have
other
happened a
quality
long
life
time
improvements in the lead
ago.
up to release.
That should have
Today
happened
we're
a
launching
long
two new
time
series
ago.
of supporter packs, the Forge and Gemling packs.
I'm not going to buy
Each
any
tier
of these. I
contains a
recommend
pack's full
nobody
face
buy
value and
supporter
points
packs
plus
until
several
at least
exclusive
a week or two
microtransactions.
into the league.
These packs will only be available for the duration of the Sanctum
I don't know. What do you
challenge
think,
that will leave the
LG?
store
You've
forever
seen
in 3
the
months.
you've seen the beginning part.
As
of
always,
this.
these
Is
microtransactions are entirely cosmetic and do not affect
You think the
your character's
roguelike thing is going to
progression
be
or power.
popular? I like all the
The
other
Forge
stuff
series
that
of
they did
supporter
to the
packs contains
base
6
game, but
exclusive
the
microtransactions.
roguelike stuff, I'm just like, I don't know.
The clockwork
iffy.
back attachment ramps up as you build a kill
Looks like it might be
streak,
fun.
building pressure and releasing it when your streak ends.
But I'm not sure if it's possible for me to do it because it's all
The
based on a
Delirious
different
hideout
kind of
decoration
life
lets you
mechanic.
summon delirium fog in your
So-
hideout at will, complete with strange voices and terrifying apparitions.
Tentacles.
Okay, you're looking a little pale, Exile.
Yeah.
The Forge Guard armor set summons a hammer and anvil so that everyone nearby can watch you craft.
That's pretty awesome.
The ethereal fusing effect turns your item linking attempts into a spectator sport. If you manage to hit a 6 link, people watching are even prompted to send a congratulatory message.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that. But you have to buy
Summoning the
it.
Crow Storm portal effect causes a murder of
Yeah,
crows
that's
to
really
erupt from
cool.
the
I like
portal.
that.
The portal becomes dormant if you are too far away from it, causing the crows to take to the skies. The High Templar weapon effect smites the undead you fight and scours the souls of those you put to rest. The Gemling Pack series also has 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Beehive weapon effect lets your weapon play host to a swarm of angry bees, which erupt from the hive whenever you hit an enemy with the weapon. Critical hits cause the hive to send out its best warriors. The Stampede Quicksilver Flask makes you the leader of your own personal rower herd.
No, don't do
Activating
that.
the flask causes a host of ghostly rowers
That'll
to
be
charge alongside you.
confusing. That's going to be
This
confusing.
is the Gemling Artificer armor set. It is inlaid with gems that match the gems you've socketed in your items.
Ah.
Crafting gems with gem cutters prisms, Val orbs, or regrading lenses visualizes the process for all to see. This armor
cool.
set
I like
also
that they're
includes
visualizing
alternate
it for
gem
other
level up
people.
effects. Prospero's ring blesses you with a constant shower of coins, and it helps you thank players you've traded with through a hearty fist bump. The consuming ooze pet bounces alongside you and devours
I like that they're
corpses
using
in
them
your
for
wake,
interaction
spitting out
more
a
now
tidy
instead
pile
of
of
just
bones.
visual effects.
Finally, this pack allows you to reunite with Kadero Perandus, inviting him to your hideout as a vendor.
Really?
In addition to buying items from you and using his connections to accept your divination cards, he'll provide commentary on your goods, equipment, and anything else he sees fit to judge you for.
That might be a little too much to drink, even for me.
Hey, he's going to be the new
Kadero has hundreds of lines of voice acting.
wholesaler.
What? Oh, a mighty headhunter. I'm so impressed. Try to duck when the brain fragments splatter everywhere. You wouldn't want to sully your armor.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
These new packs are available right now at pathofexile.com/purchase.
They're pretty cool.
Purchases like these directly
But
fund the ongoing development
I'd
of Path
say
of Exile
wait,
1 and 2,
wait.
and we really appreciate your
wait
support.
until the league
Meanwhile,
is,
the Knight
you know,
and Rogue packs leave the store forever in 1 week, so
Yeah.
now's your last chance to purchase them.
not
The
really.
Calandra edition of Kirik's Vault Pass is only available until the end of the Calandra League, and will be replaced with a new set of unique items.
Never
for the
do
Forbidden
this. I would
Sanctum
never
launches.
do this. This is terrible.
By the way, we're hoping to film Season 11 of Build of the Week once the Forbidden Sanctum comes out.
Okay.
If you want to submit your build for the season, share your build guide on the class forums on pathofexile.com.
Yeah, no. Okay. So that was it for the patch. I think they did have a thing with Ziggy D, but I'm just going to skip that this time and go straight into the patch notes. Let's see what actually changed here. Okay, here are all the Atlas changes. Maven Witness map bosses now have a chance to drop an Awakened Gem. Okay. Maps have been added back to the Atlas. We have Academy, Bazaar, Burial Chambers is back. Okay. Courtyard, Courthouse, Courtyard. No Glacier. No Glacier, but Burial Chambers is back. Removed. Arena, Arid Lake, Armory, Barrows, Belfry, Bramble, Valley. Okay, Cells, thank goodness. Chateau. Oh, I like Chateau. Dig, Excavation, Fungal Hollow. Jungle Valley. Everybody knew that was going to happen. Jungle Valley's gone. Mud Geyser, Park Pen, Ramparts, Vaultways, Pool, Waterways, and Wharf. Okay. Map tiers and locations are shuffled. Okay. Some of the map bosses defeat the Pantheon change, of course. Crafting recipes that were previously unlocked in maps that have been removed from the Atlas are now found in other maps. Yeah, okay. Nation cards, found new homes. I don't know about that. Buried treasure in the grotto. The grotto, says bear. Endurance. So a lot of stuff can be found in the grotto and Caracas. A lot of stuff can be found in the grotto. Vile Power has been re-enabled and now awards Doomfletch. Okay, so they changed divination card to make it Doomfletch. Achilles Prophecy divination re-enabled. Double Corrupted Unique Elegant Round Shield. Huh, that's interesting. This might be a way to the card can be found in the Temple of Otzotl. Huh, maybe farming temples is worth it now, because if you get a double corrupted, yeah, it's still gonna be hard, because you get two it's a what, like a 2% chance to get this? To get the Squire from this? Something like that? Transformation Divination card re-enabled a Tainted Mythic Orb, okay. Yeah, where is it though? Where can it be found? Okay, where? Maybe I'll have to look in the old notes. Maybe it can be found in a map somewhere. Note of the Wild can now rewards since Mark. Mad King Divination card re-enable now awards an ultimatum aspect. Can be found in Caldera. Okay. Okay, so this is the Arch Nemesis stuff. Now say what they do. Arch Nemesis mods significantly changed. Gameplay was high. Yeah. So that was the Arch Nemesis stuff that they kind of talked about already. The new reward system. We'll see if it really smooths out the spikiness of the Arch Nemesis reward system, and we'll see how much we actually are required to run Magic Find. Not sure. The original motivation for developing Arch Nemesis. Okay, Eldritch Altars. Okay, specifics. This is probably some very important stuff. Duplicate gems are gone. Influence items, unique items, gems, and maps. Okay. Other reward types are more likely to take their place. They don't do basic currency. They do specific currency items, currency rewards. From influence, minions no longer drop in stacks larger than 1. Some of the more common but very low value rewards were removed. Scarabs or divination cards, they're now more specific. For example, rather than simply divination, divination cards which reward unique jewelry. So, yeah, that can be interesting. But where are they? Eldritch Influence, yeah. Wrath of the Cosmos is gone. Where's the... Okay, it doesn't say there. Atlas Tree. Okay, so they still haven't revealed the full Atlas passive tree. Okay. It's, that we'll see, I guess. That's interesting. I wonder... Let me take a look. Oh, so they did release it, did they? Yes, I like DuckDuckGo. It's very nice. I'm trying to figure out if they have it here. They have this list here of things that are in there, but who knows? I'd like to see the actual passive Atlas tree. Is this... Oh, this is the current Atlas passive tree. Yeah, they haven't actually released the 3.20 Atlas tree yet, I guess. 3.20 changes. Allocate Valley of Darkness. This was removed. What? Oh, this terrible website. Okay. We'll take a look. We'll see if we can find that later. Maybe we can find it by Monday and we can kind of review what we're thinking of building for the league. Okay. Jewels and mitigation. Key kind of went over that. It's been known that they're changing So they're trying to do the ailment mitigation on jewels now. I'm not sure if it's such a good idea, but we'll see. Okay. Anything else with jewels? Yeah, they want unique jewels to be a little bit more special. Curses have been buffed for individuals. I think for curse bots, maybe nerfed a little bit, but there's some other curse jewelry that might make it more. The biggest thing is there's that new ring that gives your you can inflict as many curses as you have power charges, which can be insane. That means you can inflict at least up to 6 just using the passive tree, and maybe up to like 9 or 10 using items and stuff. I don't even know if there's 9 or 10 curses, but yeah. Okay, so this is all about curses. They did a huge, yeah. That ring is going to be crazy. They didn't say how yeah, very good for curse spots, but I'm not sure how frequently it drops. So it might be something that's, as rare as like a headhunter's, so we'll see. Endgame unique weapons. Okay. Here is something that I really wanted to watch. A series to save very unique X no longer has +2 level socket support gems. Okay, so that's not now adds a bunch of physical damage and +10 to weapon range. Wow, that's a lot. Holy cow. Existing versions can be updated using Divine Orb. Okay, you can use all of these to Divine Orb. Binos, that's 140 physical damage. No longer has 30% increased damage over time. Okay, so it got rid of the damage over time for more immediate damage, 140 to 155. So it just buffed physical damage, but then reduced the damage over time. I'm not sure if that's really a buff. Bloodseeker, unique claw. 220 physical damage, 220, and adds physical damage previously 12 to 10. Okay. Divinitas unique dagger, 150 increased spell damage. Oh, that's a lot. Because you can do double. That might be a two-handed spellcaster. Spell Thief, that might be a build. Spell Thief might be a build with this. That's pretty cool. Oh, adds 1 to 500 or 600 lightning damage. Okay. Kingmaker. It looks like a lot of the melee weapons got super buffed with their physical damage. Look at this. Kingmaker now has 300 to 360 instead of 190 to 240. And I guess some of the melee skills got Vol versions. We'll look at that later. We'll look at that in a second, I think. Soul Taker. Yeah, just increased all the increased physical damage. So this is just a straight buff for Soul Taker, which is nice. Oh, but you can no longer do the replica Soul Taker. Interesting. Starforge got a huge buff. Yeah, maybe. Well, if you're using Cyclone, wouldn't Kingmaker be better? I think it does the same thing as Soul Taker, but it's two-handed. Yeah, Void Forge. 700% weapon physical damage is extra damage of a random element. Wow, that's more than double. That's pretty cool. Voltaxic Rift. Bunch of extra lightning damage. and conversion to chaos damage. 100% conversion to chaos damage. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. 100% lightning conversion to chaos damage? That's insane. That's a really good item. That's a build enabler right there. Anything that converts 100% of one damage to another is crazy. Oh, okay. Mitigating monster life regeneration. Yeah, okay. Increased life recovery from flasks used on the life is now found on the base of the Soul of Rislatha Pantheon. Oh, interesting. Upgraded Soul now enables enemies hit you receive 50% reduced life. So they changed the Soul of Rislatha Pantheon. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure what the old one did. Isn't this the one that gave you flash charges? That might not be good then. The features and increased life recovery from flash use on the life mastery has been replaced with nearby enemies have 50% reduced life regeneration rate. That might make that life mastery a bit better. That's pretty good, actually. Skills and additional enemies. Melee strikes are currently reliant on ways to skill extra targets, deal splash damage. Melee splash, access to the passive skill tree. Oh, cool. And move the single additional strike there to the attack mastery instead of a specific node. Wow, that is a big buff for melee. So now the additional target strike that was only found in that one node in between the what is it, not the berserker, the marauder and the duelist, tribal fury, that is now not, that doesn't have that anymore. Now it has melee skills deal splash damage to surrounding targets. Okay, that's fine. It's probably not worth taking it because you can get that other ways. Okay. So instead, you can just get the attack mastery, which is all the attack masteries, which replaces the strike skills target additional enemies. Skills target additional enemies can do so from 30% further away. So basically, they just replaced this additional distance for additional target, which is awesome. Yeah, that's going to make melee much stronger. All the melee skills got a big buff from that. Pious Path. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, the Inquisitor. Wow. RF Inquisitor. Ooh. Oh, that is rough. That is rough. Oh, dear God. Oh, RF, Righteous Fire Inquisitors. This is how Righteous Fire Inquisitors got their power, basically. Was to have the 50% increased effective consecrated ground you create. So this is how they were able to get so much life regen to do the Righteous Fire. So yeah. Wow, that's Fox, I'm sorry, man. That's hard. That's hardcore. Yeah, that hurts a Righteous Fire a lot. You're gonna have to figure out a bunch of different some way to get more life regen. That's a big nerf to Inquisitor Righteous Fire characters. Spectral Helix and Lightning Conduit. Okay, Spectral Helix and Lightning Conduit too strong for all stages of the game. Lower the damage. So nerf Spectral Helix, nerf Lightning Conduit. Okay, so the two leveling skills that everybody was using lastly are nerfed. Not sure what people are going to do now. Wow, yeah, that's a huge nerf. Look at that, 60% reduced effectiveness of added damage. Lightning Strike currently overperforming. Okay, Lightning Strike is done, nerfed. Oh, they halved the additional projectiles. Clear speed gone. Quality on Lightning Strike no longer provides increased damage. Quality on Val Lightning Strike no longer makes increased damage. Quality on Divergent Lightning Strike instead makes it 20%. Oh, these are... Oh. Wow, yeah. Nerf, 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 nerf. Yeah, I'm not sure. Boy, it might not be... Oh yeah, that's such a huge nerf from only two projectiles down from 7 down to 2. Yeah, that's a huge nerf. I don't think it's for clear speed. No, I don't think you can use that. So basically, the whole they Spectral Helix gone, Lightning Strike gone. We have to figure out something new then. Divergent Second Wind. Generic life recovery instead of life regeneration. Okay. Onslaught itself. Never been a buff. Cannot be scaled. The only effect you have Onslaught, which isn't very sensible. Onslaught now is a buff. Oh, Onslaught wasn't a buff before? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Maybe we can do Cyclone. Yeah. Oh, OG Awful Waffle. Yeah, sorry, didn't. Yeah, maybe we can do that again. Onslaught is now a buff? It wasn't a buff before? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so now it's considered a buff. That's weird, but okay, that's probably a fix. A bug fix, good bug fix. Okay, here's another nerf, probably. Withering Step could be used to keep up a far stronger elusive effect on average, especially in combination with the Nightblade support. Normally you have to wait. Da-da-da-da-da. Solution, Withering Step can no longer be used while already elusive. Okay, Nightblade buff is gone. So yeah, Lightning Strike is totally nerfed. I was thinking maybe it could still be good if you can do the Nightblade support, but the fact that you can't keep on recycling Withering Step with Nightblade. Yeah, that build is gone. Lightning Strike. Rest in peace. You served me well. Ancestor Totems. Got a little buff. Tainted Orbs of Fusing. Yeah, okay. Change the outcome to be more favorable to match what they were in Scourge League. Okay, that's good. I think this is warranted. They were fine in Scourge League. They weren't overpowered. Like, you could still get... it still was pretty hard to get up to 6 links, but this is better. Fracturing Orb, this is going to make... So they nerfed... So they did a slight nerf to Harvest. They did a nerf again to Harvest. And they're trying to buff Harbingers. It depends on how rare these fracturing shards are. If they're pretty common, like as common as, say, like chaos shards, then maybe it will be worth doing harvest, or not doing harvest, doing harbinger. But yeah, and unless the fracturing shards, maybe if they're, yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to justify doing harbingers without divines. Maybe if the fracturing shards are as rare as exalted shards, and then you can sell the item for a divine. Like if the fracturing orbs are able to be created as easy as the exalts were for as the easy as the exalts were, then it'll probably be worth it. It'll probably be worth it. But more than worth it, actually, because you still get the other shards. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. It really depends on how common those fracturing shards are. We'll see. Hard to tell where the edge of Sirius' arena is. Yeah, duh. Are de-atomized. We've changed these visuals so you can tell where the edge of the arena is after a de-atomization storm has passed over the decorations. Okay. Corrosive Hunger, waiting through the ooze, can be overly punishing if not using a movement skill. Reduce the rate at which players gain stacks of Corrosive Hunger. Okay, so they're trying to fix some of these boss fights. Bestiary awards beast to every player. Oh, is it nerfing? Oh. Additional captures of a beast when playing in a party are now re-rolled on a per-player basis, with a chance of being tied to the quality bonus. So this is a nerf to party play or bots. A lot of bots would do beast farming, and they'd do this where they'd have like five people in a map, and then they'd each get all the beasts. So they have like 5 different accounts running, and then they do their one account, and then they kill all the beasts. But then all copies of all the beasts would be put in all the people's stashes. So this is good. I think this is good. This was kind of a, especially since they did introduce the Atlas tree. This was kind of a problem. Complete the map mission is a bit too generous. Unique maps offered, with some of the more rare unique maps being offered more frequently than they should. Okay, so they're nerfing Carrick, which people are kind of. Were people doing this? LG Killer, Awful Waffle, OG Awful Waffle, G-Locks? Were you doing this? Carrick's griftiness for the maps offered for this mission have been reduced. Chances of him to offer a more rare unique map are now more reasonable. Yeah, okay. Identified memory lanes. It was possible to use Path of Exile trade website to determine the modifiers on unidentified Atlas memories. Okay. Atlas memories now drop identified. Cool. Yeah, I don't think people were using this. I don't know if this, it doesn't seem like this was a problem. I don't know why they did this. Yeah, I think people just did this. People only did this for the crafting options. From what I remember, like everybody just used this to get the crafting, like to block suffixes, block prefixes, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I don't know why they did this. This kind of, again, nerfs crafting more. This crafters are still just like like Atlas memories now drop identified. That's good. Upon leaving town in Act 6 and killing your first monsters, you very quickly obtain rogue markers. Yes, directed to do more things for the initial heist quest. Yes, remove the guaranteed rogue markers. Okay. Sure, fine. They're still going to start dropping somewhere in Act 6. I don't understand why they did that. That's weird. Boiling ambushers found in map areas now cast Frostbite instead of Elemental Weakness. Bone prison skill used by Necropolis map boss now has a small gap to run through. Oh, well, that's nice. Magnus Stone Thorns cast and damage taken. Molten Shell now requires more damage to be triggered and now absorbs more damage in map areas. Okay, so they upped it level basically. Vine Pod Explosion used by Spriggans now has cooldown of 3 seconds. Sure. Is there? I thought they were. Where are the Vol Gem stuff? Quest changes. Stuff. User interface changes. Bug fixes. What? Where? Oh! They're not. Oh, they didn't tell us what the Vol things were. Oh, so sad. Add a display that details effects of altered areas. Eldritch altars. That's nice. This looked cool. Updated the Atlas mission information text on Atlas to clarify accumulated Atlas missions are based on the highest tier of maps you've completed. Covering over a recipe on the bestiary. That was awesome. Added slot for newly introduced Fracture Orb and currency shard to the currency stash tab. If you don't have a currency stash tab, I would recommend getting one. Even if, you have to spend the money if it's not on a sale. I would recommend getting one. League filter on the character selection screen now only lists leagues you have a character in. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's good. It's not possible to right-click on Divine Vessel. That's awesome. Improves the scroll speed. The Friends and Guild section. Bug fixes. Okay, this can be bug fixes. This could be the nitty-gritty of like, oh wait, it's actually a nerf or what? Like, yeah, fixed a bug. Rock only offered base types that had unique versions. Okay, rock can offer any naturally droppable weapon. Okay. It's a bug that allowed the total value of minimum power frenzy or endurance charges to go negative, which could cause skills to activate players had more charges than they actually did. All right. Auras forwarded by Divine Best Section. A weapon slot could remain active after weapon swapping if you had another copy of the genocide. Yeah, okay. Fixed bug where the area of effect of Hex, supported by Blasphemy, were able to be negative, resulting in Hex applying to yourself rather than the enemies. That's interesting. We're applying Temporal Change in a way not from a curse skill, such as Curse on Hit, was incorrectly applying Temporal Change. Okay. So this might be the self-curse. Self-curse players might get a little nerf there. Bug we're applying punishment in a way not from a curse skill. So they did all the curse bugs. Cursing enemies takes 50% gram instead of 40. Where fields created by Galvanic Field would remain after unequipping the skill. Fix the bug where Neuro's Harp, but they will create chilled ground when you're not frozen enemy. Fix the bug Temporal Rift, resending your life mana energy shield to values they had when they first cast will be incorrectly prevented by some recovery restrictions. Okay, weird. Fix the bug where Tempest Shield could cause sometimes to fail to deal damage. Yeah, okay. Nobody uses Tempest Shield. Modifiers to the expiry speed of buffs or debuffs you applied. Things that should all cold snap. Fix the bug where modifiers to the expiry of speed of buffs or debuffs on you apply to things they shouldn't. Like, okay, that's weird. Fix the bug where the modifier the rupture debuff caused bleeding more quickly on the target would stack incorrectly with other modifiers. Felagrin Flask modifier restricting some types of reflected damage. Yep. Clarified vicious projectile damage. Can state whether it applies to ailments and or other damage over time. Fix the bug where some projectile damage modifiers apply to damage with ailments inflicted by attacks, but not ailments inflicted by spells. Okay, they now apply in both cases. Well, thank you. That makes things easier to figure out. Curse effect reduction applied to monsters at very deep delve depths was not applying correctly. Okay. So delve players, watch out. Your curses that got buffed are a little nerfed too. Okay. Bleeding and poison thing. Bug where modifiers to the duration of bleeding and poison on you could not apply to bleeding or poison, which was the skill duration. Okay. Modifiers, ailments effect. Heal faster, incorrectly lowered the duration of poisons twice, resulting in lowering total damage dealt over time to the poison debuff. also fix this issue for bleeding from the puncture skill. So poison and they're trying to fix poison, the damage over time from poison and bleeding. Restoration did not apply correctly for bleeding skills other than puncture. Oh my god. All these poison, everybody who's been playing poison bleed skills, these 3 bug fixes are why your build sucked, because it wasn't because of you, it was because everything was messed up with your damage. Negative values damage conversion will grant extra damage instead of the initial type. Yeah. So they did a bunch of stuff with negatives. This is all because of the Calandra stuff last league. They wanted to see how that stuff affected their script, I think. If I'm to be honest, I think the Calandra League was simply a bug hunt league where they just tried to see how many players could break the game by making something negative, and they found a lot of stuff, so that's good. Bug enemies enter the range of melee strike after the start of the damaging part of the strike before it reaches the angle to hit them would not be damaged. Okay. Malachi's loop, or shocks you when you reach maximum power, was processed before the state changes enabled the mastery stat, which prevents being shocked while at maximum power charges. Okay, this was particularly notable if also using Rallicacious Impedance, which prevents the loop from removing the charges. So, yeah, they're trying to do a loop here where, for shocks you when you reach maximum power charges. Prevents being shocked. Okay. So basically, it used to still shock you, but then it would prevent you from being shocked. So they're trying to invert it now. So now they're trying to make it so that you cannot be shocked. Consistent pay for your triggering lightning conduit. Gluttony of elements. Lightning conduit probably, it might still be a good leveling skill. I'm not sure. I didn't really look at the damage that it was doing. Yeah. Okay. Bugler snipe skill. Let's see. Fix the Bugler skill effect duration modifiers from passive skills weren't affecting the duration of frenzy feeding buff on players. The Asylum unique helmet. We're missing the physical tag. Okay. Missing a trigger tag. These are big. Like, missing tags is huge. I don't know. Description increase in map drop chance increase as more. Now is increased found in area. Oh no. Just had the wrong lingo. Fix the bug where he would only fire projectiles on one side of his corridor skill. Oh. Yeah, well, okay. So now Sirius is a little bit more dangerous. Don't use skills when they were submerged. Okay, fix the bug where the Shaper's beam skill to be invisible. He left the area and returned. Oh, no wonder that I died randomly sometimes when I... Okay, so they finally fixed this one. This one I think was happening a lot. If the player had a stat that caused a percentage of damage dealt to be leached. These about where some bosses, notably the Elder, cannot be killed if the player had a stat that caused a percentage of damage dealt to be leached by the enemy as life. Okay, weird. Fixed a bug where areas open from Chayula did not have the additional random modifiers they should have. Oh, jeez. Continue to affect you well beyond the skill's range if you burn an area by the beam. Meteor impact from Altar creates a meteor flask and usually more damage than intended to minions. Bone armor granted by the bone armor ascendancy could be unbound from your skill bar. That's weird. That's a very weird bug. Fix a bug where tailoring orbs were able to modify fixed sockets on items. Whoa. Weird. Fix a bug where alluring with an area of 69 could not drop mortal fragments. Oh no. Huh. Okay. Fundamental fossils are going to be a little cheaper. Jeez, there's a lot of bug fixes. Changing the settings, the unique section of the map stash tab would also affect the Guardian section of the map tab. Okay. These debuggers with some debuffs, such as the Infinite Hungers and the Eater of Worlds. Drowning beat debuffs for using the same debuff art as common dispellable debuffs. Fix a bug where Borrow's map boss was missing the audio for the charge skill. Storms that did not subscribe would strike every 5 seconds while channeling a lightning skill near the orb. Strike skills target additional enemies could be displayed on non-strike melee skill descriptions. That's nice. Using lightning strike would, while affected by the cat stealth buff, would cause blue flashes. Okay, yeah, that was annoying sometimes. Possible to die in your hideout by being linked to a minion when the minion expired. It's weird. Okay, dialogue and heist enemy dialogue was failing to play or being cut off early. Okay. Arcane Tome microtransaction. Don't care. Spark projectiles was some microtransaction stuff. Oh, interesting. Fix the bug where the primeval power source hideout decoration could affect the environment. State of hideouts in the primeval hideout. Tempest shield could be disabled. Nobody cares. Microtransactions, circling vulture pets. Character effect. Wonky interaction between Madcap phase run and Storm Rider boots microtransactions. Microtransaction. Pet, microtransaction. Fix the client crash that could occur on AMD integrated GPUs when using Vulkan. Okay. Fix another crash that causes having a footprint effect applied to alternate. Okay. Fix the client crash that could occur in DirectX 12. Okay. Then I'll also use the skill when you're closer to them. Oh, okay. Overall, I like a lot of the game content stuff. But yeah, we'll see about. Let's take a look here at this. So here is the this is their page. This is also a good place to go to find out like some stuff about what's going on. So we have the Forbidden Sanctum, hidden beneath the Felshire runes. Not sure how you get there. Is it just there? Like, do you go to the Felshire runes? Like, I don't understand. Is it? Well, maybe they have it in the beginning. I'll watch it again.
And luck. Sanctum you will explore next. On the Sanctum map, you can see the Sanctum Challenge League is a roguelike game, played out one room at a time as you explore Rayclust and the Atlas in Path of Exile.
Okay, so you'll get like oh, so you do it one room at a time. So you'll go in, do a room, go in, do a room, go in, do a room. So on each map, you'll do one room. And then it might be good for some experience, maybe in the beginning for some currency. I'm not sure, though.
In every area or map you enter, you can make a choice of which room in the Sanctum you will explore next. On the Sanctum map, you can see the content.
So there must be like a portal, some kind of portal in each.
Of a few rooms ahead, enabling you to plot a path through its dangerous halls. And the Sanctum is dangerous. Like most roguelikes, you should not expect to be able to complete it on your own. Eventually fight your way to the dangers that await you at the end of its 4 floors. Eventually, by endgame, you may be able to push through all 4 floors to face the final below you. These minor afflictions are...
Okay, so yeah, so there'll be some kind of portal there. Uncover a map that reveals a few of the rooms ahead of you. Sparse details. You have to plan carefully. Each time you enter the Sanctum, you will seek to push yourself further than before. Many secrets, curses. I'm just wondering, like, other than that one unique, what rewards does this offer you? We have gold coins stored in chests. Okay, so you can do this stuff, but it's not tradable. This stuff to help you through, but it's not tradable. Okay, but look at this. 18 Chaos Orbs when completing the Sanctum. 6 Gem Cutters Prisms at the end of a floor, like, or 2 Horizon Orbs now. Like, yeah, 18 Chaos Orbs is okay, but that's nothing crazy. Like, if we're Divines, maybe, but... It's only currency items. You can discover altar, special altars that have Templar relics, make you more powerful. So there'll be a bunch of relics that you can put on that'll help you through all of your temple runs. Now, are these tradable? That's the question. Are these tradable? Are these sanctified relics tradable? Yeah, it's account bound, so... Yeah, so they're account bound. So why, like, yeah, okay, sure, great, but this looks like a solo cell phone leak to me. Like, it looks like this is great, a lot of great buffs for solo cell phone. But for, I don't know, people like me who don't play the game like that, yeah, it's kind of, it looks like a fun thing, maybe, the roguelike aspect, but mini bosses, yeah. Valuable rewards, relics, Oris coins, experience, some new unique items. So, some new unique and more. Okay, so some new unique items, basically. And then all the other stuff is for the end game in general. So I'm not sure if it's worth playing the league. We'll have to see if there's some other unique items. I don't think that amulet that they gave, maybe the flask is worth it, but you're gonna have to beat the end boss of the labyrinth and then get a unique item drop, which, yeah, I'm not sure how common that's gonna be. It's gonna take a long time. You're probably gonna be doing what? Like it looked like each floor, because these floors look pretty big. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rooms. So every 8 maps, you'll be able to maybe complete the Sanctum. And this is this one floor, or is this the whole thing? Yeah, it's not clear. So it might take a long time, because if it's eight rooms for one floor, that means to clear 4 levels, you're looking at 32 rooms, 32 maps of going through this. And if you and if at any point you lose your life or whatever, then it's gone. And you can't do any normal damage mitigation. It's all just within the roguelike itself. Oof, I don't know. Let's take a look at some of the items that you can get, though, and then let's call it a day. So, from the Sanctum itself, you can get these. Where are they? I thought I saw... There they are, okay. Reduce merchant prices. Nah. That's... yeah. 30%. Actually, that might be worth it if it gets up to be more than merchant, because that's... Huh. Now that I think about it, especially with the expedition people, that might be worth it. Oh. 30% critical strike multiplier for attack damage. That's nice. Strike. That's awesome. Oh, that's really awesome. That's a great relic. 20% increase area of effects, 15 increase effect of non-curse auras from your skills. Wow, and Live Shade? Okay. So, like, they can be really good. But again, Solo Self-Found is kind of where they shine. New unique items. Okay, so these are old unique items buffed. This is one of the new unique items. I think this one doesn't really, I don't think it's really worth it. I don't think it's better than Ashes of the Stars. I don't think it's better than whatever the one is that gives you penetration for your skills. What is the name of that one? I can never remember it. Omniscience, I think. This is pretty good though. Flasks are always what you use for defense, anyways. So, when hit during effects, 25% of life loss from damage taken occurs over 4 seconds instead. So this paired with, hold on a second, I'm gonna, what is it, Petrified Blood? Because it doesn't say Petrified Blood. So if this is at 100% of life loss prevented from is lost over 4 seconds when taking damage. Applies about protects the lower half of your life. Prevents some of the immediate damage. Okay. So this is 40% of life loss below half damage is prevented. If you add that to this, that's 40, 50, 65. And then, what, this is an additional for 1%, so 20. So, 5. So this can go up to 45% and plus another 25. So that's 70% life loss is wait, how does that work? When hit during effect, 25% of life loss from damage taken is taken over 4 seconds instead. Oh, okay, so it adds to this. So it will be 125% of life loss is lost over 4 seconds. So that's interesting. That's just going to be a straight up 25% prevention of that life being lost, right? Not sure how that works. That's interesting. That's a really interesting effect. That might make you nearly immortal. Huh. Huh, interesting, interesting. Especially when combined with things that give you recoup on hit. That's interesting. So this flask might be worth it. That's going to be cool. Goodbye, arch nemesis. You will not be missed. Some buffs to jewels, which I liked. Ruthless, which I might check out. Not going to do supporter pack. So cool. Overall, definitely not doing lightning strike this league. It got nerfed into the ground. So we are looking at. It doesn't look like they're touching mines at all. So I think we're just going to be doing whatever we do with this league is probably going to be bossing with seismic mines, seismic conversion into poison damage. So I'll be playing around with that a little bit over the next week or so until the game launches, until the new patch launches. Until then, you all have a great weekend. If you like this content, please like, follow, and subscribe for more. If you have any questions or you want to have more conversation, the link for my Discord is in the description below. And until on Monday, we'll probably go over kind of what I've been playing around with. And then it looks like next Friday is going to be release, December 9th. Yeah, that's going to be Friday. So my Saturday. Everybody else's Friday. So I will be doing so next weekend I will be doing some gameplay when I get up. So it's going to be nighttime for everybody else. People will have already been playing it for a bit, but hope you guys can join me then. I'll be playing for quite a long time. Hopefully at least 10 or 12 hours, something like that. We'll see. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.